This is a 2005 Honda S2000 in Suzuka Blue, which is named after the city the Honda S2000 plant was in. In this video, you're gonna see me go through the step-by-step process on how I get a vehicle to look absolutely amazing on this episode of Restore and Protect. First things first is I'm gonna get these wheels and tires nice and clean. So I'm gonna rinse them off, then I'm gonna spray them down with my wheel and tire cleaner. Hit the barrels with my nylon brush. You'll see later how dirty the barrels were. I'm gonna hit the tire with my plastic scrub brush. Then I'm gonna do the wheel faces with my mitt. And just check out how dirty the barrels of these wheels were. Every single one of them looked just like this, just absolutely caked in brake dust. All right, now I'm gonna hit what we call the armpits of the car. And what I mean by that is the door jambs and the gas cap, the trunk jambs, all the stuff that most people forget about. Those small details add up when you're talking about customers with vehicles like this. All right, so normally I would foam down the engine bay and do a complete engine bay detail, but this owner has some aftermarket electronics on this car, so I don't want to get those soaking wet. So I'm just gonna take my rag and some hoseless wash and wipe off what I can. And this car gets parked in the garage too, which really protects it from sitting outside and getting all the junk in the door jambs and trunk jams. A vehicle that sits outside, man, it doesn't take very long to get gunk all up in the trunk jams and engine bay and door jams. This one just needs a quick wipe. Go. Up next, I'm going to get my pre-wash ready. This is a high pH soap that's going to start breaking down all the dirt and grime on the car. And I mix it with a little bit of car shampoo just to give it some foaming capability. It's not very foamy without that shampoo in there, but I'm going to foam down the vehicle and then let it sit for a couple minutes. And while my pre-wash is doing its job, I'm going to get my wash bucket ready with my towels, my soap, and foam it up. And after my pre-wash has dwelled for a few minutes, I'm going to go around and rinse all of it off and get ready for the contact wash. I'm going to foam down the vehicle again for the contact wash here. Alright, so normally I would use a clay bar if I'm going to be ceramic coating a vehicle. This is a more aggressive to get embedded contaminants out of the paint, but this vehicle gets parked in the garage when it's not driven and the paint is in pretty good shape. So I'm going to use a less aggressive synthetic clay towel just to pull anything that might be on the paint out. And once I'm done with the clay towel, I'm going to do an iron decon on this car, get rid of any iron contamination in it. And after I rinse it all off, I'm going to dry the vehicle and pull it back in the garage. All right, now that I got the S2000 all washed up, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my paint depth gauge. I'm going to add a new report, S2000, and then I'm going to get a reading. My paint depth gauge app has different spots on the hood that it tells me to measure. So I'm gonna take my gauge. So spot number 1 is right here in the corner. And put that on there. And I don't know if you can see 5.8. And it tells me it is aluminum. So I'm gonna save that. And I'm gonna go around to all the different spots on the vehicle that the app tells me. All right, now that I have a good baseline of what to go off of, this car looks like it has been repainted on the driver's side before. In the hood, I know the rear bumper's been repainted and this front bumper splitter has been repainted as well. But knowing what I know now, I know kind of what direction I want to go with this paint. This paint is not too bad. It does have some light scratches and swirls in it, to be expected, but this color hides it very, very well. So I'm gonna do a test spot with a Eurofiber Oreo pad and some 3D1 and see if that cleans it up and I can get away with that on the whole vehicle. All right, just finished up a test spot on the hood and it is a huge improvement over what it was. I will try to get it on camera, but man, this color is just incredibly hard to capture on camera. But I used a one-step pad with 3D1, cleared up amazing. Maybe when I get it out in the sun tomorrow, hopefully, if it's not raining, I'll be able to get it better on camera. But now I'm gonna go around and hit the whole exterior and try to clean this paint up a little bit and then get ready for ceramic coating. All right guys, let's talk about a detailer's job here for a second. Now, at face value, a detailer you may think is responsible for getting a vehicle's paint perfect, but in reality, that's not the case. This vehicle has been repainted by who knows who, right? The current owner doesn't really have much information on the vehicle as far as repairs. And I've noticed in my measurements that, you know, it tells me this is a second layer of paint. It's double the thickness of what most factory paint is. There's quite a bit of orange peel in the paint. Orange peel would need to be wet sanded down, and that's not what we're gonna do on this vehicle. I'm gonna get it as good as I can get it while also preserving the most clear coat that I can to keep this car protected. It's not a show car by any means. He has 150,000 miles on it. Like, the car gets enjoyed, it gets driven, and most people will probably never notice the orange peel. So I'm gonna get it as perfect as I can while also preserving the paint as best as I can, right? If you have a detailer who goes in guns a-blazing and, you know, wants to start sanding or really aggressive compound when you don't really know the history of the vehicle, it's super dangerous. Potentially get yourself in a bad spot. So this one is gonna be more aimed toward preserving what's there rather than making it a show car quality finish. All right, it is day 2 of the S2000 detail. Yesterday, I spent about 5 hours or so. I got a late start. Got the hood and the passenger side done. So all I got left to do is the trunk, the rear bumper, and then the driver's side of the vehicle. And then we can get this thing ready for ceramic coating. All right, just finished up polishing the S2000. And what I'm gonna do before I put the ceramic coat on the paint is I'm gonna spray the top with the System X fabric guard. I don't think this vehicle gets driven in the rain very much, but if it does, it will help the fabric shed water quicker. And I'm gonna spray this on before I ceramic coat because I'm sure I'll have some overspray and I can clean that up whenever I do my panel prep stage. All right, got the top sprayed with the fabric guard. Now I'm gonna take my panel prep, which is just an alcohol and distilled water mix, and I'm gonna wipe down the entire vehicle, everything that's gonna get coated. This is gonna get all of the polishing residue off and have it as clean of a surface as possible for the ceramic coat to bond to. All right, I'm also gonna go around and prep all the wheels as well. All right, got the S2000 all wiped down and ready for ceramic coating. Now I will be using Adams Polishes Graphene Advanced Coating. This is their consumer coating. This coating I warranty for 3 years. It's gonna protect the vehicle against harmful UV rays, bug guts, tree sap, and more. This owner enjoys washing his own vehicle too, so it's gonna make washing really, really easy. Most of the stuff is gonna come off with just a rinse of the hose, so that's awesome. So I'm gonna get this thing coated, let it start curing, and then we're gonna work on the interior. It's my first time using this particular application pad, so we'll see how it goes. Take my first towel, I'm just gonna, what we call level the coating, get it nice and spread out evenly. Then I'll take my second towel and do a more aggressive buff off, you could call it. So I'm gonna coat the windows in Adams Polishes glass coating. You can also use a normal ceramic coating for glass, but they do have glass coatings that are specifically formulated for the pores of glass. What I'm gonna do now is clean up all my stuff, put the top down, and then clean the interior. It's pretty clean, he keeps it really clean, but I know that when he goes to Cars and Coffee or a car show, he likes to have the top down so people can see inside. So I'm going to detail the inside for him. It probably hasn't been professionally detailed maybe ever. So I know the seats need some conditioning and some loving. So I'm going to focus on that. All right, we're on the inside of the S2000. And my first step on any interior before I vacuum is to go around and just give everything a quick dusting and try to get everything from the top down to the bottom. All right, now that the dusting's done, I'm gonna do my initial vacuum. All right, now that I got my vacuum done, I'm gonna take my leather and plastic cleaner and go around and hit the door panels, the dash, the seats, all of the plastic, vinyl, and leather, and get those cleaned up. I don't know a single detailer that enjoys it, is cleaning windows. All I use is alcohol mixed with distilled water. a scrub ninja pad, and then a waffle weave towel. And that is it. I just scrub it with my scrub pad, then take my waffle weave towel and wipe it up. All right, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all learned a little bit about what actually goes into a professional quality ceramic coating job and why they're so expensive. I probably have close to 12 to 13 hours in this vehicle. It's a labor of love. So remember that next time you get a quote from a detailer and you think it's a little high, remember this video, go back and watch it. Not only all of this process, but remember a professional detailer is gonna have that insurance, that license, and everything needed to protect you and your investment as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit subscribe. Let me know how I did in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next one.